everyone. Hi, I'm Keishara Chisholm and welcome back to my channel, Keishara Creates. I am your virtual resident artist and instructor, and I am so excited to paint with you guys today. If this is your first time here, go ahead, subscribe, like, leaving comments, all that good stuff. So we are going to do some abstract art today. I'm so excited. I just am ready to have some fun and to throw some paint around. So my birthday is Friday, so I wanted to go ahead and think about what I want my birthday wish to be and all of that wonderful things. So I am going to use this opportunity to paint a word that I want to manifest or to bring into my existence or whatever from this birthday to the next birthday. So as you can see from the thumbnail, yes, I picked the word miracle. I'm hoping for miracles. I'm manifesting miracles, all that good things. So we're going to put some love on this canvas and we're going to draw in some miracles. So what I love about doing abstract art is that you do not have to think too much about it. You kind of just let the paint flow. It can be very therapeutic. So like always, I'm using my primary colors, blue, yellow, and red. I always like to use some green and black and white. And I prefer to mix up my own colors. You don't have to do all that if you don't want to, but that's what I do. Anyway, I'm just going to start a base of white for this canvas, so nothing too particular. We're just going to go ahead and paint the canvas white, and then I'm going to start adding some colors into it. We're going to blend some of those colors together. We're going to do some fun little designs, and then I'm going to write my manifestation word. All right, so I'm using, as you can see, a really large brush because I don't want this to take too long. I'm ready for the fun. So we're just going to paint a layer of white all over this canvas. I mean, that's not overly complicated. Everybody can paint white. If you can't do that, I'm praying for you. So just putting some white paint down onto the canvas. Make sure that you really are getting paint everywhere. You don't want a lot of the background exposed or void of any paint. So even though it's white paint, pay attention. Make sure you get some everywhere. Voila, look at there. We've got some white paint on the canvas. All right, so we're going to do our sides and our top and our bottom also. You don't want to forget those, especially when you're doing something like this that's abstract where you're going to be blending a lot of colors and stuff. You're not going to want to try to go back afterwards and try to mix up each little shade. No. Go ahead and paint your sides and your top and your bottom now. Then you don't have to worry about it. Voila. We've got our background, our lovely coat of just white. Fun. All right, so I'm going to put that paintbrush in some water. And I'm just going to get a large round brush and see, it's just called a round brush because it's not a straight edge. It does not come to a straight line. It's tapered, it's curved, all of that fun stuff. And I'm going to mix up some colors, and then I'm just going to take my large flat brush again and start to blend those out. So I know that I want to use pink for my manifestation word. So for miracles, I know I want to write it in pink. So in the background, I'm just going to make some colors and see what happens. So I'm going to make a purple. So purple is blue and red. So I'm just going to start with the base of blue, and I'm going to slowly start adding some red into that. And a little bit of white. Some more red. And I'm just going to keep blending, blending, blending until I get to a purple that I'm happy with. So might have should have started with the base of red, but hey, it is what it is. All right, so I've almost got like a mauve-y kind of purple going on since I added a little bit of white to it. And like I said, I'm just going to add some dots. And I'm not going to be too particular about any of the colors or anything like that because, like I said, these are going to all blend together. I'm just adding some more blue and some more white into this to make a lighter lavender shade. And I'm just adding some dots here and there. Nothing too hard or particular in regards to this. Let me clean my brush off. There we go. I'm pulling some more red and some more blue. All right. So then I just made a deeper shade by adding some more blue and some more red into it. All right, perfect. Now I'm going to make a light blue, so that's just blue and white paint. The more white you add, and I'm dropping paint already. There's already paint on the floor. It is what it is. So just white and blue. That's all it takes to make a light blue. If you want your blue lighter, add more white to it. If you want it darker, then add more blue to it. It's that simple. So just some light blue here and there. Don't neglect the sides and the top and the bottom, like I'm always stressing. I say that all the time, multiple times. I'm going to say it every video. My apologies, but hey, I have to remind my own self, so it is what it is. All right. I am still going to add some pink to this, even though we're going to write our word in pink. So I'm going to add, just pull some red to the side and add some white into there. And I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to that. There we go. That brightens that pink up a good amount. All right, let's add some touches and see if they start to overlap or whatever. That's fine because all these colors are going to blend together anyway. So I'm just making sure there's little touches of, and I dropped my paintbrush. See, I'm dropping paint and paintbrush already. Look, we're 8 minutes into the video, but it's all good. So get the sides, all of that good stuff. And really doesn't matter what colors you want to use. You can use any colors that you choose. These are just whatever colors first come to mind to me. So that's what I'm going with. All right, I'm gonna brighten this up some by making a green. So I'm just gonna take some green and some yellow to the side and a little bit of white. Mix that up and see what I get. I like that. I think I might add a touch of blue to it to soften it just a little bit. There we go. We're gonna add some green to this as well. So little touches of green here and there. See, I'm just randomly placing some green. I don't care if it starts to overlap some of the little dots of other colors that we put down, because like I said, we're going to paint over top of all of this anyway. Or we're going to blend it together. We're going to paint and do some designs and all that fun stuff over top of this anyway. All right. I think I want to do an orange. So orange is yellow and red. So I want a pretty bright orange. So I'm going to do mostly yellow, a little bit of red, and then we can add more red here and there if we want to darken it up some. Add a little bit more red. All right, I'm liking that. And then I think I'm gonna add some touches of yellow, and then I think I'm just gonna go back with that large brush and start to blend everything together. And then we can gauge it and see if we want to add other colors or other shades or all of that fun stuff. Let me step on my tiptoes just for a second so I can see the top. All right. Beautiful. Lovely. We've got a white background and a whole bunch of dots. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. So put that paintbrush down. I'm going to grab my large flat brush again. If you don't have one this large, then just use a regular flat brush. You can even use a round brush or whatever brush you have. Do what feels right for you. So I'm just going to take this brush and I'm just going to do long strokes back and forth to see what we create with this lovely abstract background. So see how it starts to blend all those colors. Lovely. I'm liking that. In certain areas where the paint had already started to dry, which is one thing that I love about acrylic paint, you can see those little circles coming through, which is something that I love. I love all those different strokes and color variations. That's beautiful. Exactly what I wanted. Love it. Don't forget the sides. You want the sides and the top and the bottom to all look like it's part of the same painting. So don't forget about that. All right. And let me see. Let me step back. Let me step back. I'm kind of liking that. I do think I want to add some more pink in places. But then I don't want to get overboard with the pink because we are going to we're going to do our manifestation word in pink. So I think I'm going to add some more green to it. I'm just going to do it with the large brush. I didn't even clean the brush off because we're blending these colors. And I'm just going to do some strokes of some of that light green that we made. Just here and there. See, I'm just adding some hints of color wherever I feel like I want some. And I'm going to just add some of the base green. I did not clean my brush off, so it still's got some of that light green in it, so that's going to blend some of that shade together. And do some of the darker green here and there as well. My two favorite colors are green and pink. I've always liked those two colors. They resonate with me, so that's just what it is. Make sure whatever you do to the top that you do to the sides and the bottom also. I'm going to step back again. Let me see how I feel about that. I like that. I do want to brighten it up some, so I'm going to go ahead and add some yellow. And I'm just still going to use my large brush. So I'm just going to take some yellow to the side. I'm going to add some white to it. I don't want a pastel yellow though. I want it pretty bright. Just want to lighten it just a little bit with a little bit of white. So add some strokes of that yellow here and there. And see, I'm just doing little strokes here and there of this color. Yeah, I liked how that brightened it up some. Make sure you don't have too much water on your brush. You don't want paint and water dripping down your canvas. If you can turn your brush upside down like this and there's water dripping down your brush, then that's way too much water on your brush. You either want to wipe off the excess water or go in and grab some more paint. All right, let's see here. And I think I might just go in with just some plain white. And I always run out of white paint. It is what it is. And just in some areas, just add some more touches of white. It's going to blend in with all the other colors. So when you grab it off your palette, if you've got any of those other shades into it, it don't matter. All right. On my tiptoes again so I can see the top. Perfect. Step back again. All right. I'm liking that. Lovely. I always say that and then I still find something else that I want to touch or whatever. I think I'm going to go back in with this orange. And just little places where I feel like it's kind of dark. And it's just very random. There's just about doing what feels right for you. Today's just about having fun. The most important thing is to focus on the word that you want to manifest. That's the whole point of this lovely painting tutorial today. All right, perfect. So this is mostly dry. I did not overly saturate the canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing my decorative designs, get a little fancy on top of here, and then we can do our word and all of that after we do that. So I'm going to just use some black paint and I'm going to section off two sides of my canvas. I'm not going to just do straight lines. I'm going to kind of do some curves on the corners of each one, and then I'm going to do some random decoration in the middle, and then we're going to manifest or write our word of manifestation right here. And you guys, make sure you send me some thumbs up and some comments. Show your girl some love. I appreciate all the support. Thank you. All of you guys have been amazing. I'm so appreciative. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say thank you enough. You guys have been awesome. I started my channel March the 15th, and I cannot believe how much love and support I have been getting. Thank you. Oh, and if you want to donate, go right ahead. I've got all my information down below. Please, go ahead and donate. Your girl needs a better easel than this that I don't have to hold, that's wobbling around when I'm trying to teach you guys. So, donations are definitely welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you in advance. And my website is scheduled to be published on my birthday on Friday. I'm so excited. So that will be another way that you guys could go ahead and support me and all that lovely stuff. All right, enough talking. I'm going to section off both sides of my canvas. So I'm just going to literally do some squiggles. Right now, I'm just laying out the basic silhouette. We're going to go back and refine those lines and all that good stuff anyway. And I'm going to do this one too. It almost looks like the corner of two puzzle pieces. And bring it off to the sides and the top of the canvas also. Like I've said a million times, I'm going to keep saying it. All right, beautiful. So this is a little bit wetter than I want it to be to get some really nice crisp lines. So I'm going to hit it with the blow dryer real fast. It won't take long, I promise. It won't take long. But we need to make sure it's nice and dry so that we can get really smooth, crisp lines on this guy. So I'm going to get my handy dandy handheld dryer and we're going to dry off this bad boy. All right, we're good to go. See, I told y'all that wasn't gonna take too long, I promise. All right, so Let me go back and grab my brush. How did I lose my brush that fast? Really? Come on, Keishara, get it together. There we go. I found my brush. Look at there. All right. So, basically, what I want to do is I want to start a little petal. Like just one little flower petal at the corner of our little puzzle pieces. That's what I'll call them. So right at the corner of each one, and I'm going to bring the line all the way down or off to the side. And see, I'm kicking and running into my easel. Come on now, Kiki, get it together. There we go. All right. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do other little petals coming around the first little one that we started. We don't have to be too particular that they're all the same width or anything like that. You just want to make sure that it's uniform. So when they split up like this, instead of just going and doing a whole bunch of lines on this side and a whole bunch of lines on this side, you want it to be uniform. So do one line on this side and then do your best to try to make it connect on that side. All right. And as you can see, I'm not being overly picky on making sure the lines are too defined or anything like that. Right now, I'm just laying out the composition, and we're going to go back and redefine all these lines and all of that fun stuff. Just add in some curved lines, and I think I'll do a little one right up here. All right, so we're going to let that do, well, no, let me go ahead and add my lines going off to the sides of these also, so I won't forget. See, I keep saying it so I can remind my own self so I won't forget. This just looks better. If you do happen to forget to paint your sides or your bottom, you can always paint the sides and the top and the bottom of your canvas black. It actually looks really nice. It looks really professional. So that is another option if you forget or anything like that. All right, we're going to do that same thing on this side. So we're going to start where we did our first little petal or loop or teardrop or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to do that same thing for the composition of this one as well. So, and what I love about just painting in general is that it's so relaxing, especially when you do something like this that's abstract, where you don't have to worry too much about a composition. We're not doing flowers or still life or anything where we have to use too much brain power to figure it out. We're just painting what feels right and going with the flow. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of water on my brush to dilute this black paint just a little bit. Black and white paint is opaque, obviously, so it's really thick. So you usually have to dilute it a good amount, especially if you want really crisp lines. But right now, we're just throwing the paint down, laying out how we want it to look, and then we'll go back and crisp up our lines after the fact. Still just adding lines, going around our little puzzle piece or whatever you want to call it. And you still want to do one side at a time so you can connect them and it looks uniform. All right. Add some love down here. I'm just doing my little curved, arched, whatever shape you want to call it, all the way down our little abstract puzzle piece inspired shape, or whatever you want to call it. That's what I'm calling it. It's a puzzle piece to me now. Actually, that kind of makes sense. The word I want to manifest is miracles. I don't know how it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. It's a puzzle. Hey, I just came up with that. Just going to go with it. And usually at the beginning of the year, I set, instead of doing a vision board, I've transitioned to doing a word of manifestation. And I thought, why not, employ that for my birthday as well? I haven't even thought about doing birthday wishes or anything like that since I was a kid, but I don't know, the idea came across me today and I said, you know what, why not? Why not? I believe in setting intentions and doing affirmations anyway, so why not paint one? All right. Perfect. Voila. Look at there. How easy was that? All right. Cleaning my brush off. Well, really, I don't know why I cleaned it off. I just needed to saturate it with some more water. Either way, I'm just thinning out this black paint some just by putting some water into it like this. You see how I twist the brush around into the paint? That way the paint will load into the brush smooth and then it will paint smoothly onto the canvas. So I'm going to take this black and go back over the areas that we just did to define them and add more definition, to smooth out the lines and all of that. But first, I need something to drink. So give me a second. Excuse me for a minute. I need some tea. I gotta get it together. All right. That's good enough. I needed to hydrate. All right. So I'm gonna step on this side. I don't know if I'm in the frame of the camera, but hey, my apologies. And I'm just going to go over and define these lines. And the reason why I didn't just go ahead and automatically go back over them when we initially put the lines down is because I wanted it to dry just a little bit more. That way I knew that my lines would be nice and crisp and I wouldn't have to keep doing multiple coats over top of this. And another cool thing just about abstract art is you kind of just let the ideas come to you. Like at first, when I first thought this out, I was like, oh, I'm just going to do black. But now I'm thinking in the spaces in between, I think I want to add some light blue. So we're going to have some areas of light blue too. And I have a tendency of using all the colors too when I create, especially doing abstract art. Unless I'm in a particular mood or something like that, I don't usually just do colors that are in a certain tone or family. I kind of like to play around and use really vivid, bold colors. However, I am definitely a girly girl, so I still love doing still lives and flowers and teacups and all of that good stuff. But I'm kind of edgy, so I love things like this as well. With art, you just go with how you feel. Just let it flow. Be creative. Don't worry too much about it. And see, anyone can do this. We started with some dots. We blended them together. We made two little squiggly lines and drew some lines in the middle of it. Wasn't too complicated. When I used to instruct, when I was art and music coordinator for a few different daycares, I would instruct the 2 and 3-year-olds to be able to do stuff like this. So if I could teach the 2 and 3-year-olds to come up with amazing abstract art like this, then I know anybody that comes across this channel can do the same thing. Especially something like this. This is something that's so much fun, just relaxing, creative, and it's going to bring you joy and positivity too, because we're manifesting positivity with this piece. Go ahead and start thinking about the word that you want to set for your intentions. Mine is miracles, obviously. I am expecting miracles this year. I'm manifesting miracles. Miracles are coming to me. I'm followed by miracles, whatever you want to, however you want that to resonate with you. That's the reason why I love painting the word, or a word that you intend to focus on or think about or want to bring into your life, because then every time you see it, you're going to see miracles. Then you can start thinking of miracles or whatever words you pick. Then you can keep your mind focused on the things that you want, the things that bring you happy, the things that you are hoping for. It's a good way to shift your energy into a positive way. Oh, and I don't know if I told y'all, but yes, of course, this piece is available for purchase. All of my pieces are available for purchase. I have been super busy because I have been doing a lot of commission pieces lately. So if you're interested in purchasing, Lord, I can't talk. If you want to purchase one of my original pieces, or if you want to order a custom piece from me, then you can email me. My email information is down below. And like I mentioned before, my website should be ready on Friday, my birthday. So I guess that's going to be my birthday gift to my own self. And as soon as that is situated, I will share that information with you guys too. And you all can support me that way also. And you guys comment, let me know of some techniques or some tutorials or ideas or suggestions that you guys have for some paintings. I definitely welcome engaging comments and all of those lovely things. I have done 2 different tutorials that were suggested by you lovely followers. The first one was a Bohemian elephant, and that one was a lot of fun. They wanted something bohemian. I interpreted that as allowing me to create whatever I wanted to, so I did a purple, almost tie-dye kind of elephant and did some bohemian accents over top of it. You guys should go back and watch that tutorial if you have not. It came out really nice and pretty. All right, and another tutorial that I did that was a suggestion from a follower was for a lotus flower. And I did that one as an abstract piece as well, because with this channel, I want your guys' skills or your skills to continue to grow and improve over time. But I want all of my tutorials or paintings to be beginner friendly and easy to understand. And as we continue to progress and grow on this channel and in our skills and our artistic ability, then we can implement some more complicated techniques. So for the lotus flower, I did an abstract background, kind of like what we did today, but I did some different brush stroke techniques. And then I showed you guys how to sketch out or draw the lotus flower over top of it. And I received some lovely images of what you guys created. Thank you for sending me your images of your recreations. All of my social media information is linked below. Once you recreate any of these paintings, send them to me. I want to see them. I want to see your interpretation, your variation. I wanted to see what colors you used, if you kept it close to mine, if you made it your own, all of that good stuff. It's important to me to see you guys' work also. I am here to instruct, to help bring joy and creativity and everybody's life. So, I know I'm rambling, but it's because I don't have to really explain too much of what I'm doing. I'm just going over top of my black lines and defining them. And I'm not trying too hard to make them perfect or anything like that. I'm just making sure they look smoother and more defined than they did when I originally put them down. Don't forget the sides. And y'all, I did not realize that I had such a southern accent until I started this channel. So if I say y'all, I can't help it. I'm from South Carolina. That's what we do. Just defining my black lines. Nothing's changed. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to make them perfect or anything like that. I'm just smoothing out the edges, making the black more crisp and more defined. This is an abstract piece, so it does not need to be any sort of way. You just want it to be your way. All right, I'll define, go over this corner some too. All right. So I'm gonna take a step back like always. Let me look at this. All right. Pretty. And see, I still wanted to leave a good amount of negative space because I want our word of manifestation to actually stand out. So I did not want to do too much crazy technique and color blending and all of that everywhere. So I wanted to tone it down just some. But like I mentioned, I feel like we need a little bit more color. So I don't want to add any more color to the background, but I think right in here, I'm going to do some light blue. So, and I need a drink again. Sorry. But, so I'm just going to mix up a light blue with some white and blue, of course. And we're going to basically do the same thing, but I'm actually going to do, actually no, I just had an idea. Let me drink and then I'll let you know. All right, see, that didn't take too long. Thank you guys for your patience. Appreciate you. All right, so you can either use that same brush if that's the only size brush that you have, but of course, me, an artist, I have a million brushes. So I'm going to switch to another round brush, or you can consider this a liner brush because it's pretty thin, but this is just going to give us some thinner lines. So blue and white. That's what it takes to make light blue. Blue and white. The more whites you add, the lighter the blue. The more blue you add, the darker it will be. It's just that simple. And see, I twist into my paint like this. I call that loading the brush. That makes sure that the paint is nice and smooth on your brush. So, and each of the little corners, I'm going to do some little strokes of blue. Just little strokes of blue at the corner of the base of each one of these. And see, it doesn't matter if all of the strokes are the same height or anything like that. I'm legitimately just adding little strokes of blue to the bottom of each one of these little sections in our little puzzle piece, our little abstract shape, or whatever you want to call it. I keep saying puzzle piece, so hey, that's what it is for me today. Make sure you bring that off to the sides as well. And you see, I'm actually starting on the sides and then pulling it up. I'm just adding some blue to each one of these areas. That's it. Nothing too complicated. Anyone can do some little teeny lines at the bottom. That's it. That's all it is. Just some lines. And the color blue resonates, or especially light blue resonates with creativity and all of those beautiful things. So I'm actually not surprised that I decided to use light blue. And pink, and see up in here I'm doing both sides because I want it to go around here. And pink resonates with unconditional love and passion and joy and all of that good stuff. So I thought that would be a nice color to use for my miracle manifestation. So I'm going to write my manifestation word miracle in pink. But color has energy and power and frequency and all those beautiful things in it. If you ever notice how certain colors make you feel certain type of ways. So that is another lovely thing in regards to just art in general. It can be very therapeutic just based off of the colors that you choose. They can change the energy of your room, your environment, all of that. And see right here where the little loops were, I just did a little bit in the middle at the top. Same thing here, just adding some blue and bringing it down. Lovely. We're going to do the same thing here. And look, we're only what, 42 minutes in? We're not doing bad at all. I told you guys I wasn't going to keep you too long today. So the same thing at the bottoms, start with some little strokes of blue. When they're really close together, if you go over any of the black line at all, don't worry about it. That's completely fine. If it bothers you too much, then let it dry and you can literally paint over top of it. That's why I love painting. Painting is so forgiving, especially in comparison to drawing. Literally, you can let it dry. Acrylic paint takes what, maybe 10 minutes to dry? And you can just paint right over top of it. No big deal. Piece of cake, piece of pie. That's why I don't know why so many people get so afraid. Like when I instruct at the art studio, it's always the adults. The kids don't care. They just go and have fun. The parents and the adults are always so afraid that they're going to make a mistake. You can't make a mistake. You're painting. Just enjoy the experience. If you do make a mistake, like I said, let it dry. And paint over top of it. Hey, you learn from your mistakes. That's part of the process of everything. Even me as an artist, I'm still learning techniques and still growing. There's some things that I haven't drawn before, and I might try and be like, whoo, girl, no, you need to fix that. And then I'll just draw it again, and I'll keep drawing it, and eventually I'll like it. That's with everything. And still doing the same thing, adding some blue at the bottom of each one of these little areas. Just some blue, adding some blue with our little teeny tiny round brush, liner brush, whatever kind of brush you got. You could use a small flat brush for this too. And when it comes to art and creating, there's no rules. Do what feels right. If you think it looks good, that's all that matters. Who cares what everybody else thinks? Art is about expressing your own self. Self-expression and creativity. Create what feels right for you. Which is why I always encourage people too. You do not have to use the colors that I chose. You can think about it like a recipe. You know, they give you suggestions. You can go off of that, or you can add your own little flair to it, which is what I like to do. So we're going to do the same thing that we did over here and just come around on the other side and add those little touches of blue there too. I don't know why I have my easel so high when I have to keep stepping on my tiptoes, but it is what it is. I know I'm all in the way, but it is what it is. At least I don't have my fur blown out today, so you probably actually can see around me when I step right here. All right. And start here. And we're just adding some of this blue to both sides. Let me get some more water on this brush because this paint's getting kind of thick. Thin this out some. Still doing the same thing, taking the light blue, adding some love to each one of these sides. And see, I wasn't particular. I didn't make sure all of them were the same. I just put some paint on the bottom and did some strokes upwards. That's it. There is nothing complicated about that. This is going to be such an easy and beautiful piece that anyone could do. And if I wasn't talking so much, I'd probably be done. But since I'm instructing you guys, I didn't want to leave y'all just hanging. But just adding some blue here and there, here and there. Adding some blue at the bottom and blending it towards the middle, or doing little strokes towards the middle. Make sure you do that on both sides. And see, I'm just quickly throwing that blue paint down. I'm not being particular about anything at all. I'm just using some blue paint. All right, so in the areas right here, I'm just gonna add a little bit of that blue in the middle. Just a little bit, that's it. See, not being complicated. That's it. All right, perfect. Now, I'm gonna do what I always do and take another step back. All right, pretty. I think I'm going to do the same thing on the sides, but add a touch of a darker blue. So I'm not even cleaning my brush off. I'm just going in with some of the base blue that I have, and we're just gonna add some accents of that at the bottom too. Make that blue pop a little more, and you're just gonna go right over top of the blue that you just put down. If you cover any up, that's fine. You want the colors to kind of blend together, so that is perfectly fine. I'm just adding some brighter blue here and there on all of these little corners. Same thing we just did, but now we're just doing it with a deeper shade, or darker, brighter, however you want to interpret it, shade of blue. Just adding more blue, darker blue, darker blue. We're just adding a darker blue. That's it. And I'm going to speed it up some. So I'm just adding some of the darker blue to each of these areas where there's some light blue. Nothing complicated. Like I keep saying, piece of cake, piece of pie. Anybody can do this. Make sure you get both sides. Just adding some darker blue or some brighter blue to each one of these sides. If they're kind of closer together, if it starts to go over any area, that's fine, that's perfect, that's what we want. There is no way you can make a mistake with this. That's a lovely thing about abstract art. You just play around with it, have fun, go with the flow. Just go with the flow. I'm just adding some blue strokes our little lines, whatever you want to call it, on both sides of our little lines in our puzzle piece or whatever, however you want to interpret these shapes. See, just quickly adding some of that blue to each one of these areas. Just felt like I wanted to brighten it up just a tad. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? All right, I think that's good. Let's do that same thing over here. Let's give this little abstract shape over here some love with this darker blue as well. So just remember, wherever you have the light blue at, give some love to that same area with some of this brighter, darker blue. That's all we're doing. That's it. Nothing too complicated. Just having some fun with some abstract art. And remember, go ahead, if you have not decided which words you want to use to manifest, go ahead and do that. The word that I picked is miracles, because that is what I am manifesting and affirming that I am bringing into myself. And pick a word that's positive, so when you see this piece in this painting, it makes you think of good things and it brings you joy and positivity. And I'm so random. Today we're doing a word of manifestation, and who knows? When I come back on Thursday, we might be painting cupcakes. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, and if you have been following me for a while, then you know I love pastries. I've already painted, what, 2 cakes and donuts. So maybe cupcakes might be a good thing. I love cupcakes. And it's my birthday, so why not? I'm just adding some of this brighter blue to each one of these little spots where there's some lighter blue. That's all I'm doing. Nothing fancy. We're just adding some more blue, a darker shade of blue on top of what we already did with the light blue. That's it. We all can do this. I promise. All right. And like always, I'm going to take another step back. Let me look and see. Let me look and see. Perfect. All right. So like always, I need some more white paint. So let me get that. But in the process, I'm going to get another drink. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm dehydrated today. I got to stay hydrated. It is what it is. And I like the fact that I did not go too large with our little abstract puzzle piece shape, whatever composition you want to call it, because I do want the word to be in the middle and to stand out a lot. So I am going to get some more white paint. All right, got some white paint. Perfect. I'm going to use that same brush that I was having. I'm just going to clean it off, make sure it's nice and clean, because I want this paint to be white and not light blue. And the same thing with black. You need to dilute white a good amount because it's so thick. It's very opaque, so you need to thin it out, especially if you want to get smooth, excuse me, Lord, if you want to get smooth, thin lines and all of that fun stuff. So we're going to give some touches of white. We're going to literally do the same thing that we did, but this time with white. And then I'm going to blow dry it again just for a second so that it will be dry. And then we'll start our word of manifestation. I'll start writing out my miracles, start bringing them into me. We all deserve miracles. So hey, that should be your word of manifestation as well. Why not? Sounds like a good word to me. All right, I'm just thinning this paint out some. And you know what? Instead of me doing it on the sides where I started with the blue, I'm going to take the white and I'm going to actually do that same little technique with little teeny tiny strokes, but I'm going to do it in the middle. So in between the areas where I put the dark blue and the light blue. And I'm just going to do some little, almost looks like I'm scribbling with it. Just some quick little lines back and forth. We're not covering all of this up because we still want to see the background that we blended poking through. So as you can see, I'm just adding some white paint in the middle, in between where we did the blue. And it's perfectly fine if it overlaps and touches some of the blue on the sides. That's perfect. That's exactly the approach or the technique that I was aiming for. So just some of the white paint in between the areas where we put the light blue and the dark blue. And as you can see, I'm kind of just scribbling with it. I'm not being precise or anything. Look, you see how fast that was? That was extremely easy. Everybody can do that. All right, same thing over here, just in between the areas where that dark blue and light blue are in the middle, add some quick little touches of white. And see, we're almost just scribbling. We're just doing little quick strokes back and forth. All right, step back again, like always. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And I like the idea of using blue. Since we're calling in miracle manifestation, blue has to do with creativity, creative ways to manifest miracles. That's my interpretation of what's going on with this guy. So, sorry, my apologies in advance, but I'm going to blow dry this again. That way, because I'm going to use my ruler to make sure that my word is level in the middle and it's not just floating all over the place. So I'm going to blow dry the background for a second. Make sure it's dry. So bear with me, you guys. Stay to the end so you can manifest your miracles with me. This video should bring you guys some positivity. See, I told you guys it wasn't going to take long. That's what I love. I love acrylic paint. It does not take long to dry. Love it. All right, so this is a 16. Lord, I've got paint everywhere. Goodness, I haven't even been painting that long today. Anyway, this is a 16 by 20-inch canvas. And I'm not really gonna eyeball anything too much or whatever. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. Nope, take that back. I want it to be in the middle, so yeah, I'm not gonna make it overly complicated. That I'm not gonna do. All right. You know what? I'm going to start with my M first for the miracles, and then I'm going to use the ruler to do the rest of the word to make sure that's level. So we won't overcomplicate it. So like I said, I want to do this in a pink. So, and I already need more red paint too. Going through paint today. So, get some red paint. Red and white makes pink. So I'm still using a small round brush, but I got one that was bigger than the one that we were just using. But like I said, if that's the only size brush that you have, that's fine. You'll still be able to achieve this beautiful painting. Promise, promise, promise. Oh yeah, I'm liking that pink. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right. So, and like I keep saying, since this has white paint in it, because it takes red and white to make pink, you're going to want to dilute this color a good amount, especially when you are writing something like words or letters. Well, there's letters in words, so I guess the same thing. But you want it to be nice and thin and diluted so that you can write with it like ink. Otherwise, it won't be smooth. You'll get frustrated. It's not going to come out the way you want to. So go ahead and take the time to dilute the paint. Just trust me. You'll thank me. So, I'm going to start my M right here. And just like we did with the black lines, I'm just going to throw out the basic silhouette first. And y'all, I write in cursive, so hey. Now, for the rest of it, now I'm going to use that same brush. Now I'm going to get my ruler or my yardstick, whatever you want to call it. All right, so I kind of roughly drew out my word. All right, so I'm just going to go over top of that. I'm going to dilute my paint some more so it's a little bit thinner so I can sketch with it a little bit more. I'm just taking off some of the paint right there where I feel like it was too thick, just by using a brush with just a little bit of water. It's another nice trick. Use that same brush. I'm just thinning out this paint some more, just a little bit more. And I'm just going over top of my miracle manifestation because that's what I'm manifesting for my birthday. So this is my manifestation word of choice. Feel free to use any word that you feel, do any font that you feel. If there isn't in particular a word that resonates with you, then you could do a number or a name or anything, really. And see, I love acrylic paint. It's so forgiving. As long as the paint is still wet, you can literally just use a little bit of water to touch up any areas that you want to. I'm just going over my word. That's all. Just making it stand out some more. Nothing too complicated as of yet. All right, and we're going to use darker shades of pink and all of that good stuff, and some reds and some highlights of white and black to make this stand out more. Anyway, this is just our base coat. Now, like I've been doing, I'm just taking a plain brush that is wet with just some water on it, and I'm going to touch up any areas that I feel like I got paint that I want to take off. It's important that you do this while the paint is still wet. Especially since we did an abstract piece. If it was something where it was more precise, like if we just had a solid color or whatever, I'd say don't worry about it. We could just paint over top of it. But this, you don't want to lose all that detail that we did. So any area where I feel like I got any paint where I don't want it, I'm just gonna nicely take it off. And y'all, I'm pretty OCD, so it's really not even a necessity, but that's just what I like to do. All right, perfect. So I am going to add some more red, and I need more red paint again. And with the same brush, I'm not even going to clean the brush off. I'm just going to deepen it by adding some red to it. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to add some of this shade over top of what we just did. And painting is all about layering. Don't rush the process. Just go with the flow. My rule of thumb is just go until you say, oh, I like it, and then stop. Don't keep adding stuff once you get to a point of satisfaction, because that's how you'll start adding too much, and then you'll be mad, and you'll be trying to go back and fix it and all of that stuff. So when you get to a place of where you're sufficed with what you created, then stop. And of course, if you don't feel comfortable writing in cursive, you don't have to use cursive. I just write in cursive. I think it works better when you are manifesting to use cursive. I don't know, maybe I just feel that way because I write in cursive, but that's just what I feel. All right, so I'm going to switch to back to that smaller liner brush that I had once I can find it. Really, Keishara, where is the paintbrush? How do you lose your paintbrush every time? There we go. I found it. Finally. So I'm taking some of that darker pink and I'm just going to add some more definition to my lovely miracle manifestation. And you're going to have to do a good amount of coats when it comes to this word because we are painting over top of all of this fun, abstract, everything that we did initially. Lord, I cannot talk today. What is going on? So see, I'm just adding more definition to my lovely miracles that are coming in for me. Manifesting miracles. That's why I've got miracles on my canvas. That's what I'm drawing into me. I'm drawing in miracles. Make sure you pick a word that resonates, something positive for you. No negativity, only good vibes. I don't know, it's just something about the fact that you created it too. That I love seeing something in regards to this when it comes to a word or whatever in my own handwriting. Because I created it. I'm drawing it in. I'm asking for it. I'm believing for it. See how I'm just touching some areas, giving more love to some areas. Changing the composition of some of these letters, making them look a little bit more pronounced. All right, let me step on this side. I don't even know if y'all can see me. My bad if you can't. Dilute this brush some. And we're going to go over this word with some, or do some highlights and some shadows with some black and some white. And that will help it to stand out against the background as well. I'm just defining my word. That's all I'm doing. Just going back over it, adding another layer, thickening up and darkening up the paint some, adding more color saturation. That's all I'm doing. Nothing complicated, nothing fancy. Just going back over my word. Smoothing out my lines and my corners. All of that fun stuff. All right. All right, let me take a step back again, like always. Okay. Go back in with some of that light pink and pretty much go over what you just did with the light pink. You don't have to fill it all in or anything like that. You just want to, you still want to see some of that darker pink or red behind it. So I'm not being overly particular to go over every single detail with this lighter pink. I'm just adding some lighter pink to this. If when you're painting, if your paint starts to come up off of what you're doing, then that means that your layers are too wet, and you can either just let it dry for a little bit, or you can do what I like to do and use my handy dandy handheld blow dryer and speed up the process, because I don't have patience for all of that. Nobody's trying to wait for all of that. That is exactly why I do not paint with oil. Nobody has time to do all that waiting. I'm not doing all that waiting. All right. Our miracles are coming together. I'm bringing them in. I'm starting to get excited. I see the miracles forming. Come on, miracles. Oh yeah, everyone that watched this, sending you love and positivity, sending you miracles as well. Just going over my word. Just going over my miracles, defining it some more. All right, step back again. Pretty pretty. Stepping back again, making sure everything's nice and level. Grab my yardstick again, and I drop that as well. I feel like I drop it every single time, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So, one last time, I'm going to blow dry this so we can do our final touches of our black. I'm going to do white thinly all around this so it stands out a good amount against the background, and then we'll do some highlights with some black, and then that's it. I'm not doing anything else after that. I know I keep saying that, but I mean it this time. I'm done after that. That's it. All right. So with that same brush that I was using, well, first, excuse me, I'm not even following my own instructions. Let me dry this off some. It won't take long, you guys. Promise, promise. That's good enough. All right, thank you guys for staying with me. Anyone that stays with me throughout this whole video definitely is manifesting miracles, especially considering that I had to use the blow dryer 3 times this time. So thank you for bearing with me and supporting me. Appreciate it. And you guys, comment below. Let me know what word that you resonate with or that you want to manifest at this moment in your life. All positive vibes. All positivity. So I am outlining this whole word in white. I'm not going to be overly particular that all of my outline is the same width or anything like that. I am legitimately just making sure I have a smooth white line around each letter for these miracles. That's all I'm doing. Going over everything with the white. Going over everything with white. Touching up around every single letter with the white. Make sure that your paint is nice and thin, it's nice and diluted to an ink consistency. That way you don't have to keep stopping to thin out your paint. And see, I'm using the white paint to define the letters even more and make it look even more beautiful. We want beautiful miracles coming into our existence. We're manifesting beauty and miracles. I'm just going around my word with some white paint. That's all I'm doing. Nothing complicated. And see how I'm using the white paint to touch up any areas that I wanted to clean up with my letters. The magic of painting. More water. Let's dilute this some more, some more, some more, some more. I'm just cleaning up around my letters for my beautiful miracle manifestation. Make sure you guys leave your comments. Let me know what word you're manifesting. And go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. That way you guys will see all of my lovely and beautiful painting tutorials. And I don't just do abstract art. I do a little bit of everything. I do flowers. I do animals. I do like to draw people, but I probably will not draw any people on this channel just because it takes a long time and I don't think you guys want to sit through a 4-hour tutorial. But I will start sharing with you guys some commission pieces and things that I'm working on my own, because I do have other artwork that is more advanced than what I feature on this channel. So make sure you guys follow me on social media. All of that stuff is linked below so you can see all of my artwork, so you can see what all else I have going on. Oh, and I am set up on Zoom to do private paint and sip parties as well. I've got one scheduled on Sunday. I'm excited about it. And I've got one scheduled next Wednesday. That's going to be a lot of fun. And make sure you guys donate to my channel. Help your girl out. It takes money to keep all of this going. Help me out so I can continue to bring you guys joy, love, creativity, and beauty through my art. All of those beautiful things. And share me your pictures of your recreations. Send them to me. All of my information is down below. Website's coming soon. It's going to be my birthday gift to myself. So exciting. See, I've got so many blessings coming in. It makes sense that I would pick miracles. Thank you guys again so much for all of your support. You guys have been awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I've only had my channel since March the 15th, and you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for all of your support. It definitely keeps me motivated to continue to keep going and to keep creating, not just for myself, but for you guys too. It really does mean a lot to me. I really appreciate all of you guys. All right, so like always, I'm taking a step back again. And I'm going to use a flat brush, and I'm just going to take the white, and I want to kind of spice this up some. So since I defined the words with the white, I'm going to take some of this white paint and then just come off the sides around it with some little strokes of white. That's all I'm doing, just to have the words stand out a little bit more. And see, I'm doing this pretty quickly. This isn't complicated or anything to add some strokes of white. Just be careful that you don't go into the pink. So if any areas where it's pretty small or tight, you can use one of your smaller brushes. You don't feel like you have to use the same brush. That's why there's all different type of brushes, all different type of sizes. Let me just pick up my paint and see, I'm just doing some quick little lines of the white all the way around. And I'll probably do another coat of this with the white too, especially since it's, you know, so quick. Just add in some light around our lovely word of manifestation. That's all I'm doing. All right, I'll go over the white one more time. And see, I'm just doing it real quickly. I'm not being overly particular. You do want to make sure you can see the white though. And you see how I kind of have some lines going every little direction. I'm not being overly particular. I just want a glow or a halo or an aura, or whatever you want to call it, of the white coming off of our lovely miracle manifestation. Right around here also. Right up in here also. Right around here. Up in here. Let me take a step back again. Ooh, I like that. All right, we're gonna do some highlights, or excuse me, some shadows with black, and then we're done. Then we're done for real, for real. Then we're really done. So, same thing, get some black paint, thin it out, dilute it. And we're not gonna outline all the way around the word or anything like that. We're just gonna add touches of the black into it. So. We're just going to use the black to make the word stand out even more. As you can see, I'm not outlining the whole entire thing in black. I'm adding some shadows or some accents of black to make the word more visible. That's all I'm doing. Let me just pick up my paint. I don't know why I keep putting it down. And I don't know what I have going on, why I keep stepping on this side today. But hey, it is what it is. And see how you can use the black also to manipulate the composition and to make the word stand out even more so. I'm not covering over everything in the black. I'm just using the black to define the word. All right, step back one last time. All right, I am gonna thicken up the black in some areas, and then for real, that's it. Then I'm really done. Just gonna thicken up some of these black areas. Just a little bit. Make them a little bit more bold. As you can see, I'm not putting a lot of time or attention to that. I'm just thickening up some of the black. Make sure your black paint is not too thin. The last thing you want is black paint dripping down your canvas. Nobody wants that, especially after you've done all this work. And see, always at the end, I get kind of quiet. Get kind of quiet. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you guys won't miss any of my simple and easy tutorials. And send me your pictures of your recreations. Comment below. Let me know the words that you chose to manifest. Leave me comments and suggestions on upcoming paintings that you want to see or techniques that you want to learn. I am here to teach and instruct, so let me know what you guys are interested in. There I go, spilling paint again. And donations are welcome and appreciated. Thank you guys in advance. All my information for my PayPal donations and Cash App is linked below as well. All right, and if you want to purchase any of my art or schedule a live paint party with me via Zoom or anything along those lines, then please let me know. Email me. My email address is just kishera@gmail.com. All of my information is linked below. Let me take one final step back. Let me look and see. I like it, but of course there's always something you can add. I think I'm going to do the same thing I did with the white around here, but I'm going to do it with some yellow. So I'm just going to use the yellow that I already had. So just a light yellow, not a pastel yellow, a light yellow. And I'm just going to quickly add some touches of yellow up in here also. Give us a golden yellow aura around our miracle manifestations. Why not? I just felt like it needed some more color. So I decided to add some yellow up in there. See, I'm not being picky about the yellow. I'm just throwing some down. Yeah, I'm liking how that's blending and intermixing with all those other colors and the background and everything that we created. You guys, this was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow. Just a little bit more. I like that I add the choice of yellow because it blends in nicely with what we did in the background too. All right, I know I get quiet when it comes down to the finish line, but this is the last step. I'm not doing anything else after this. I've said that 4 times, but I mean it this time. This time I'm serious. Of course, I am going to take a step back and look at it though, but it is what it is. I'm not adding anything to it. Let me step back so I can examine. All right, pretty. I think I like this. I'm loving this. My lovely miracle manifestation for my birthday. So you guys, please remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those good things, and I will see you guys on Thursday for my next painting tutorial. Bye. Thank you guys for your support. I appreciate you.